Mi casa es tu casa, or what is tu casa or su casa? And what about nuestra casa? Who's the owner of the house? Hola, welcome to a new video, Learn Spanish from Scratch with words across. And yes, today we're going to talk about possessives. Possessive are really important in the language, posesivos in the Spanish language, and it could be messy and confusing, but today we're going to take care of that, okay? Muy bien, hablemos de posesivos. Posesivos en español. And the first thing, posesivos could be either adjectives, adjetivos posesivos, or pronouns, pronombres posesivos, right? Adjetivo, describe, it describes a pronoun. A pronoun, it replaces a noun, right? But what, like, does it matter? Does it really matter? It kind of does, but let me show you how to use them, and then we'll focus on what are their names, right? All right, let's start with posesivos as adjetivos, ¿sí? Adjetivos posesivos. And basically we're going to divide them in short form, ¿sí? Adjetivos posesivos, cortos, short, and they come before the noun. Okay, so for example, and they basically are what you have in English like my, your, his and her, you know that. Bien, let's explain this with a little chart, okay? Because each personal pronoun has its possessive adjectives, okay? So look at this. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted. You know why we're doing this, right? Because they basically have the same logic. And nosotros, that could be nosotras, and ellos y ellas, right? You know that. You know that. I know you know that. And you're like, oh, Juan, come on, hurry up. I know that already. Chill. All right. In this case, the short adjetivo posesivo in Spanish is me. Tú. This is a interesting part. Tú. Right? What is the difference? This guy right here, right? That's how you make the differentiation between a personal pronoun tú and the possessive adjective tú. Interesting, right? Honestly, in the oral Spanish, there's no difference, just in the context. But in the written language, you can see very clear that the difference is the orthographic sign. Very good. And él, ella, usted, su, right? Nosotros y nosotras, sus. Ellos y ellas, sus. Muy bien. Vamos a ver. Let's check this out. Let's put this in an example, okay? First example is gonna be very easy. Let's talk about this marker. El marcador. Oh, sorry. In this case, that's the long form. Forget it. This is mi marca, my God, mi marcador. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you get the point. This is my marcador, my marker, okay? Here. Muy bien. Let's check another example. Let's do another example, okay? Let me put this line in the middle. Yes. We're trying to save the environment, right? Like trying to use less paper. Es su casa. Right? We're talking about the house. It's her house. Whose house is it? Like, in fact, whose house is it? Is it his or hers? It depends on the context. Honestly, there's no differentiation here. So attention with this. We know that it's someone else's house. We don't know if it's ella or él. His house or her house. Okay? We just need a little context. Very good. But what if we are married, right? Like you and I. What if we're married? It's not your house or my house, it's our house, es nuestra casa. And look how it matches in gender and number. Nuestra casa. The casa is a feminine noun. Nuestra is a feminine, in this case, possessive adjective before the noun, right? But what if we have more than one house, right? Because we are a success couple. We have nuestras casas, our houses. Oh, it matches in gender and number. Yes, they do match in gender and number. It's very interesting. Very good. That was the short form of a possessive adjective. Now let's go to the other one. Long form, right? A long form. Very good. Again, we're still working as adjectives. Okay? Let me just in case, put here adjective, and I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. By the way, if you want someone that explains to you this specifically and personalized to your pace and work with you one-on-one, make sure to book a free class with one of Worlds Across native Spanish speaking tutors. It's on us. You don't even need a credit card number. It's crazy. So make sure you book a class, go there, and you'll see one of your tutors in 30 minutes or less or something like that, whenever you're ready, okay? Make sure to book the class. All right, so the long form, same logic here. We have yo, tú, and you know the drill, right? Él, ella, usted, nosotros, but of course I know that we have vosotros, but we're just gonna skip it today. Because I know it's not, you don't know how many times I've heard, I'm not gonna use vosotros, come on, let's keep it. So I'm just listening to you guys. Ellos y ellas, right? Very good. So the long form, it comes after the noun, right? And in this case, we're gonna have, and I'm writing it down in green to keep the same logic, right? Mío or mía. Ah, look at this. Tuyo or tuya. In this case, suya, suyo. It could be suyos. Ajá, nosotros. Nuestros. Or us or nuestras. Y aquí, suyos y suyas. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Look at this. And I told you, we're going to keep it here. We're going to keep it close. Because I told you, this goes after the noun, right? Let's go and let's keep talking about the house, right? La casa es, the house is, whose house is it? Let's say it's ours. La casa es nuestra. And then we can go and keep talking about the logic. What if we have more than one house? Las casas son nuestras. Oh my God, beautiful. Makes sense. Plural, feminine. It changes, the verb changes, and then the plural form here in the long form of this possessive adjective. Very interesting. Very good. And by the way, if you're thinking on when do we use the short form and when do we use the long form, usually in the speaking, we would use this long form after the noun when we want to emphasize something, right? Las casas son nuestras. La casa, the house, es mía. You want to highlight this. It's not as simple as the previous one. Esta es mi casa. This is my house. Este es mi trabajo. That's my job. No. You're probably arguing. You're probably having an argument here. Hey, el trabajo es mío. That's my job. You're not taking it from me. Yeah. So that's just an example. Very good. Let's work in a different example here, and let's talk about el marcador, right? That you remember, if you remember correctly, el marcador is a marker. El marcador es mío. The marker is mine. Marcador is mine. El marcador es mío. Sencillo. Let's talk about los autos. The cars, right? Los autos son, we're talking about the cars here. Los autos son suyos. Suyos, right? Los autos son suyos. Basically, the cars are theirs. We're talking about a group of people. We will need more context, but it is how it is, right? Last example here. La computadora, computer, computadora, hey, your choice. La computadora es suya. Again, in these two last examples, we would need a little bit more context because we're saying, hey, wait, that's not your computer. It's hers, suya. We don't have, in Spanish, we don't have information about what's the gender of this person, but basically you're pointing at it, at him or her. So pay attention to that. All right, so we're just basically done with the long form adjectives, but we're gonna bring this back because we're going to talk about how possessives work as pronouns, right? We're gonna use the same chart we had for long form adjectives. You know the drill. You know that a pronoun, in this case, a possessive pronoun, replaces a noun, right? So in this case, we would use it to avoid repetition. So let's think about, we're talking about a house, right? We've been talking about a house for a while, blah, 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 blah. And you say, and we're gonna mix it with something we have been doing that is comparatives. Me gusta, you know, this is an effective verb. Me gusta más la suya. Look at this. Look at this because this is very interesting. I like better, no? Me gusta más la suya. We're talking about something, we're talking about a specific noun here. Probably we have it, no, probably not. For sure, we just mentioned it before. La suya, it's a house, right? And you're talking about a house, and no, yes, my house is that, no, but his house is that, and you're saying, I like his better. Right? Me gusta más la casa suya, ¿sí? It goes after, it goes at the end, it replaces a noun, right? It's very simple to use, but again, it's to avoid repetition. So make sure you have this in mind. And again, this needs context, right? That's why it's sometimes like, oh, wait, I don't really get it. Start doing your own examples. Let's talk about, okay, vamos a hablar de mi trabajo. Mi trabajo es muy importante. My job is very important. And blah, 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 blah. And then you say give reference to a specific thing, a different thing, like a different type of job. And like for example, Franco's job is fantastic. Su trabajo es muy bueno. It's very good. His job is very good. Pero el mío es mejor. Okay. But mine is better. Here, we are replacing my job. And we talked about my job a long time ago. This guy is replacing that specific noun, okay? I know it's kind of tricky. This part is kind of tricky. No worries, because you're gonna get it when you use this, and you see that paragraph, and you're like repeating. You're gonna use this possessive pronoun. Okay? So let's do a little recap just to make sure you get it. All right, so we have adjetivos, possessivos could be adjective or pronouns, right? As an adjectives, we have the short form. It goes before a noun. They go before a noun. And we have in a specific chart, right? Me, tú, sus. The difference between tú and tú, the orthographic sign, the accent. Example, este es mi marcador. This is my marker. Es su casa. Whose house? We don't know if it's she or his or usted. But we need context, right? It matches in gender and number. Nuestras casas, our houses. We have also the long form, right? And wait. Here we have them. Okay. Long form, different chart, right? Very good. La casa es nuestra. It goes after the noun. We use it to highlight, to emphasize possession, right? Las casas son nuestras. It matches in gender and number. El marcador es mío. Los autos son suyos. We don't know the gender of this person, but we have context in this case, right? La computadora es suya. We don't know if it's his or hers, but we know that it's someone else's, right? Then we have possessive pronouns that they replace a noun we already talked about. And we would use the same chart as the one we were using for long form adjectives. It's this one. But just here replacing a noun we already talked about. Of course, if you have questions, if you have examples you want us to check, make sure to leave them in the comments. Recommend this video to a specific friend that is suffering a little bit with possessive. And of course, book your free class. Go right away. I'll see you in the next video. Nos vemos.